Okay, it's that time of the month again. Goblin Slayer Chapter 6 is out. I feel like I missed a chapter though. Like, it was so long till the end of the month. Almost Halloween, really. We got our first color spurt in a while, like since the first chapter, I think, back in May. And it's a typical adventure stuff, like they have a camp out in the middle of the woods and they share their food of their respective races and all that stuff. Even now, I still find it kind of hard to believe that technically the priest in the group is the youngest one of all of them. The oldest one will be the high health. The second oldest will be the dwarf and the lizardman, then Goblin Slayer. Like I said, they each share their respective stuff. For example, the elf share their from a biscuit or something, or some from a bread, something that's specifically for high elves, and the dwarf shares alcohol, wine. The elf wasn't about it and she couldn't really drink all of it at all. The Goblin Slayer, surprisingly, he drinks it with his element on. Why? Really, the elf is passed out drunk and keep pestering the Goblin Slayer. Why didn't you take off your helmet or anything? And he gives all this bullshit reason why he doesn't really take it off at all. I don't want to get ambushed. I need to clean it, all that stuff. And eventually the Goblin Slayer shit is food, which should be cheese. The lizardmen really don't cultivate animals like that. They're mostly protect. But you gotta admit, the food when he ate the cheese, after it melted and everything, he knew it was good. He really knew it was good. In this world, like we know already, there's magic. And there's a way for people that are not magic users to use magic, which would be magical scrolls, which is, from the context of this chapter, is extremely rare, and it grants you the ability to use that magic, but it's one time only. So even a complete novice will be able to use magic. And each get their own perspective of where goblins came from. Like Priest said, when someone fails or something, a goblin is born. And I guess that's a folklore they tell the children, according to her. But the Goblin Slayer believed that the goblins come from the moon. From his perspective, there's no grass or trees or anything on the moon. It's just stones and rocks. It's lonely there, so because the goblins are greedy creatures, they lust after things they cannot have, which eventually brought them to Earth. And the person that told him the story will be their sister. The priest is surprised because, the goblins really don't open up to people. And she said he had a sister, and he said he had. And he said he don't really believe his sister ever failed at anything before. Well, he is the brother, and he thinks highly of his sister. While seeing all of that, the wine liquor got to him, and he just passed out. Eventually, they went to the adventure portion of the chapter where, they show the skills of the elf. She's a good archer, so much that most everyone else thought she used magic, which she said even high skills can be excused for magic, which she's been cocky as hell. Let's hope that cockiness don't really get the better of her. And after that, the Goblin Slayer simply cut open the goblin, drenched his blood on the cloth, and wiped it over the females in the group. Basically, he said goblins are attracted to the scent of girls and elves, which later on we see that the goblins trapped the elf. And before even that, they were wondering why haven't they really found out their posts or anything. And the Goblin Slayer noticed it was suspicious, and they have traps, so they're thinking why is there traps here if there's no witchcraft or anything. I have an idea what the thing would be that is there that's a higher rank than a regular goblin. But either way, they reached up to a door which had a horrible stench to it, and behind the door, I could say a high elf. On one page, you see she looks pretty clean, but there's a dark shaded side of her, which would make you think, yeah, something happened to her really bad. And she got completely, not mutilated at all, not mutilated completely, but you can tell the manga kind of toned it down a bit. Especially the fact that, I know it's the same manga that had a lot of women raped, but I think it was more graphic in the light novel version of this. She keeps saying, kill, kill. Everyone else believed that she meant kill me. The Goblin Slayer went up there. Obviously he went to kill this goblin. That's his thing. He's not concerned about anything else. After he killed the goblin, he ends up in saying that's what I came for, to do this. Cause the elf thought he was gonna go after the girl, and even the priest surprisingly thought the same thing for a moment. Which I'm saying, you've been with him for a while now, so you should be able to know what he does, how he operates. So why? Really? So my thing is, maybe the eye elf probably knows this other elf. Cause according to the information we got from her, she's roughly 2,000 years old. So she's been around for a while. So I'm guessing she knows a lot of people. Well, a lot of her own people anyway. Now that's really it for the chapter. And I think if you're going by fantasy world logic, there are different ranks to evolutionary ranks to goblins. There's goblins, hobgoblins, onis. There are mages too, a subclass of that, mages, a lot of different things, and even So there could be a higher evolutionary rank than this regular subclass of magic. The worst case scenario would be a Oni. It really would be a worst case scenario, honestly. The goblins will get completely wiped out. You might lose, even if you have the team with them right here. It's not a guaranteed win, but with an Oni, it's a complete loss. It's like a level 10 going against a level 80 character. Like, it doesn't work like that. Like, the difference in power between him and the Oni would be completely ridiculous. But at least the elf have some use in this entire thing. I was kind of worried that she's just going to be a mascot, like a comic relief, but well, she has her uses with the arrow, so that's pretty good. Anyway, those are my thoughts on this month's chapter of Goblin Slayer, Chapter 6. I just really believe that it's just a higher rank goblin there, but that's just me. Yeah, anyway, bye guys, this is Cryptic signing out.